Army of the Dead is finally here. It, of course, released in select theaters last weekend and is now officially streaming on Netflix. And this is Zack Snyder's first film post Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it does not disappoint. I have to say, I really did enjoy this movie, and I expected it to be good because I love Zack Snyder's just the way that he creates movies. Like, he's such a great filmmaker, and you could really tell that this was a Zack Snyder movie. It was written all over it. Like, the cinematography in this, Zack Snyder is just known for like these beautiful shots, and you get so many of those in this movie, so I love seeing that. Like with the action, there were some great action shots, and with the zombies in here, there were just some beautiful Zack Snyder shots in this movie. And like I was saying, I was kind of surprised I got into it as much as I did, because I'm not a huge fan of horror and zombie movies. If I'm being honest, this is technically the first horror movie I've ever seen, if you call this a horror movie. So I'm kind of surprised that I got into it as much as I did, but I really got into this movie and really enjoyed it. There were just so many great things going on here that I really enjoyed. I really got invested in this, and it was 2.5 hours, but it felt like it went by so fast because it was just like things kept happening, and like it was so tense. I was on the edge of my seat this whole time. I was like, ooh, what's gonna happen next? And then something happened. I'm like, whoa, that just happened. And it really was just insane, and that's helped by not only the great directing by Zack Snyder, but also the great cast that we have here. Dave Bautista, of course, starring, and then all these other great actors and actresses here that I don't know the names of, but they did great here. It was a great cast, and really some great characters as well, because each character was different in a way. And while it's usually really hard to develop characters in a team-based movie like this, because you'd have to develop each of the characters, but I feel like we get enough character development for each character just to get the gist of what that character is all about, why they're doing this, and their whole thing with why they're involved in this story. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed each of these characters, and when characters died, because believe me, lots of characters died. Don't get too attached. It was like full-on Suicide Squad action here. Lots of characters died. So, when characters died, it was really sad, because like, even though it was like, wow, I got attached. It was a bad idea, but I was really invested in these characters, and then all of a sudden, boom, snap in the neck, or, oh, the tiger just bit his head off, or something like that. So yeah, there was just some crazy stuff going on in this movie, but I really did love it. And this is, of course, a zombie movie. First zombie movie I've seen. I haven't even watched The Walking Dead or anything like that, so it's kind of my first big experience with like rated R horror zombie movie. But it was really cool, because even though I haven't seen other zombie movies in the past to compare to this, based off what I've heard, this is very different. It's just such a new approach to zombies from what we've seen in the past, because like, they've done it in the past where it's like, oh, smart zombies and fast zombies and all this stuff, but it was different here. The zombies in this movie were so cool, because they were almost animalistic in a way. Like, there were actual scenes where they were like running around on all fours, and they were like just growling and hissing at each other, and it really was kind of like a caveman animalistic vibe that they had going on, almost like they were just humans, just undeveloped and couldn't speak and all this stuff. And it was really cool. And they like the acting on them, I know the Zeus and the Queen were actually played by stunt performers, so they did a great job. Really, everybody doing the zombies they were just amazing, and everything going on with zombies, they were just so cool. They had some awesome action scenes, and specifically I want to talk about Zeus, who of course was the leader and like the king of the zombies. he was so cool. Like every like he was smart. He was smart because the big thing in this movie, like when they were going into this mission, they were like, all right, all you got to do is you just got to shoot the zombie in the head and like blow out their brains. But Zeus, he literally had this helmet, so then you couldn't shoot his head. He was like bulletproof in the head, and I was like, oh great, well, how are you gonna kill him now? So like he was that smart. And then also he just looked cool because, you know, not only did he have the helmet, but he also had like this spear and everything. And the zombie animals too. Zeus was going around riding a zombie horse, which was awesome. And then of course Valentine, the zombie tiger, was dope. That was awesome, not only to see a zombie tiger, but like just the way it walked around and like just prowled and pounced on his prey. It was so cool. The zombies were really just so cool in this movie. And another thing that makes this different from other zombies that you've seen in other media and entertainment is just that it's not like a worldwide thing. This zombie outbreak has been focused specifically just in Las Vegas, and that made for some really cool appearances of the zombies where they were all like street performers, and you even had an Elvis zombie, and it was so cool, and it was just awesome. I absolutely loved it. It was just so cool. It really was, and I did really enjoy it. Army of the Dead was just so good. There were so many twists and turns, especially because if you've watched the trailers, so much of what you saw in the trailers is just in like the beginning half of the movie. So if you haven't seen it yet, then there's going to be so many twists and turns and surprises that you're not going to see coming. There were a few going along that I was like, yeah, that's probably going to happen. But I feel like at the end, things really came full circle with a couple different character storylines, and it just wrapped up so nicely, but at the same time left the door open for the future, because like I said, a lot of characters did die, and so not many people got their happy ending. Actually, nobody really did get a happy ending here, but some did survive, just a couple, but there was, of course, set up for a sequel, and I'm so excited for that, because I'm not going to spoil it in case you haven't seen it yet, but that setup, just that ending scene, oh wow, it opens up so many possibilities for the future of this franchise, because this is already a huge franchise. They already filmed a prequel with the safecracker guy Dietz. Like, he's already got his own movie. That's a prequel. I think they're making like an animated, I think it's an anime series based off this as well. So yeah, they're going crazy with this franchise, and that was before. That was all announced before this movie even came out, but I think they deserve it, because this movie was so good. And again, I was surprised how much I got into it, because I'm not usually into this type of stuff, but I really did enjoy this movie, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from this franchise in the future. I really did enjoy Army of the Dead. But anyways, guys, would you like to see me do another video, a follow-up on this, talking about more, going in depth on the spoilers, and like talking about future setup for the sequel and all that stuff? So let me know in the comments if you want to see another video on the spoilers. And also let me know your thoughts on this movie. Did you enjoy it? Did you not like it? What were your favorite parts? All that good stuff. But anyways, guys, stay tuned for more videos in the future. And thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep up to date on everything goes on